Imagine unlocking the secret to captivating women effortlessly, a skill so powerful it might feel like cheating. How to attract women like crazy and make them melt instantly isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about understanding the deep psychology of connection and desire. After years of studying human behavior and the nuances of female psychology, I've discovered a simple yet profound technique that can revolutionize the way you attract and connect. Ready to discover what it is? Keep reading to transform your approach forever. What is future pacing? Future pacing is a unique communication technique that creates a sense of closeness and attraction by inviting the other person to envision a potential shared future. At its core, future pacing involves painting a mental picture of hypothetical experiences or plans you might share, helping you connect on a deeper level without imposing any expectations or commitments. Imagine you're chatting with someone new, and instead of focusing only on small talk, you subtly introduce scenarios like, "I can already see us having the best time at a beach bonfire." This small, playful hint gives her a chance to think about what spending time together would feel like, but in a way that's lighthearted and relaxed. This technique is powerful because it engages both emotional and imaginative elements in a natural, pressure-free way. Unlike direct approaches, future pacing allows her to consider the possibility of a relationship without feeling like she has to commit immediately. This space for exploring connection can lead to a comfortable and exciting sense of anticipation, helping her feel more interested and drawn in. My personal interest in future pacing started when I realized how easily it could shift the dynamics of a conversation. After years of studying relationships and communication, I noticed that when we invite someone to imagine shared experiences, the conversation feels more real and memorable. It's like giving a preview of the potential connection you could share without overwhelming her with expectations. In a world where dating can sometimes feel rushed or too serious, future pacing stands out as a refreshing approach. It brings a playful tone, letting both of you enjoy the moment while giving her space to decide how she feels. Future pacing isn't about manipulating or forcing anything. It's a way to naturally build interest, allowing the conversation to grow in a relaxed, engaging way. Choosing the right topics, relationships and future plans. When it comes to attracting women's attention and creating a meaningful connection, the topics you choose to discuss can make all the difference. One of the most effective and natural ways to engage a woman is by discussing relationships, family, and the future. These are subjects that resonate deeply with many women, as they often play a significant role in shaping their dreams, desires, and values. Talking about these topics not only opens the door to more engaging conversations, but also allows you to connect on an emotional level. Relationships, especially romantic ones, are something that women tend to think about often. It's a topic that excites, interests, and even challenges them in many ways. Women often spend time discussing relationships with their friends, exploring their feelings about what makes a good partner, what kind of relationship they want, and what values matter most to them. By introducing these subjects into your conversations, you show an understanding of what they care about, making the conversation more relevant and engaging. To make these topics feel natural rather than forced, it's important to ask the right questions that invite sharing. You don't need to dive straight into heavy subjects like marriage or commitment immediately, but instead, ask open-ended questions that give her the opportunity to reflect and talk freely. For example, what's your idea of a perfect relationship? Or, what qualities do you think make for a great partnership? These types of questions help to steer the conversation into more personal and meaningful territory without feeling like you're pushing for answers too soon. Let's consider a hypothetical situation to make this clearer. Imagine you're chatting with a woman at a coffee shop, and the conversation begins to slow down. Instead of letting the silence settle in, you casually introduce a light-hearted but thoughtful question, such as, "If you could pick a dream vacation destination with someone special, where would you go?" This simple question opens up the floor to discussing travel, future aspirations, and what qualities she values in a partner. all while maintaining a relaxed vibe. You've sparked her imagination, and now she's mentally painting pictures of a future that involves you, all without feeling pressured or overwhelmed. Another approach is asking about her thoughts on family or life goals. For example, you could ask, "Do you think it's important to live together before marriage?" Or, "What kind of traditions or values do you hold most dear in a relationship?" These questions go beyond small talk and give you insight into her deeper beliefs and desires. At the same time, they allow her to express her vision for the future, and the more you understand that, the easier it will be to create a connection. I remember once talking to a woman at a social gathering who was full of energy and seemed very independent. We started off by talking about our favorite activities, but I shifted the conversation toward relationships when I asked, "What do you think makes a relationship last?" At first, she seemed hesitant to dive deep, but then she shared her thoughts on how trust, support, and shared goals were essential in her ideal relationship. It wasn't a question of commitment or marriage. It was about the values and foundations that both people bring into a partnership. That conversation opened the door to discussing what we both looked for in relationships and what we imagined for the future, helping us bond over shared visions. The beauty of discussing relationships and future plans is that it taps into an emotional space that is universal. No matter how independent or focused on their career a woman may be, the topic of love, connection, and family will always resonate. It's a way to learn more about her in an organic and non-pressuring way. And, by keeping the conversation light and curious, you avoid the risk of diving too deep too soon, creating an opportunity for genuine connection. By understanding that these topics are not only interesting to women but also central to their aspirations, you can engage in conversations that spark real connections. This is a vital step toward building the emotional bond that will later make techniques like future pacing even more powerful. As you move forward in your interactions, these conversations lay the groundwork for creating the kind of relationship that's built on shared values, goals, and visions for the future. How to use future pacing to build emotional connection. Future pacing is a powerful technique that can take your conversations to the next level by helping you create an emotional connection without pressure. In practical terms, future pacing involves using your words to help someone imagine potential experiences or scenarios that you could share together in the future. The goal isn't to make commitments right away, but to allow the other person to envision what a relationship or shared experiences could feel like without making them feel obligated or rushed. It's all about setting the stage for deeper emotional engagement while keeping the tone playful and natural. At its core, future pacing taps into the imagination, making the conversation feel more like an exploration rather than a direct pursuit of a goal. Instead of talking only about the present moment, you introduce the possibility of a shared future. For instance, saying something like, "I can already tell we'd have so much fun if we went on a beach vacation together," or "Imagine us traveling around the world, discovering new places and adventures," creates a sense of excitement and possibility. These types of statements naturally invite her to imagine herself in the future with you, but they don't put any pressure on her to commit. One of the beautiful things about future pacing is that it allows both parties to explore the idea of a future together in a relaxed, non-committal way. When you say something like, "I can already picture us having a blast at that concert next summer," you're offering her a glimpse of a future without implying that anything is set in stone. She can enjoy the thought of this potential experience without feeling like she needs to make any decisions about the relationship at that moment. Imagine you're having a conversation with a woman about her favorite places to travel. Instead of just discussing where she's been or where she wants to go, you could say, "You know, I think we'd make an amazing travel duo. I can already imagine us getting lost in a beautiful city, eating street food and laughing about our adventures." The goal isn't to force her into imagining a future with you. Rather, it's about offering a space where she can naturally begin to envision what it could be like. These types of future pacing statements can help foster a deeper emotional connection because they trigger her imagination and emotions. People naturally feel drawn to experiences that evoke positive feelings. So when you talk about exciting or meaningful moments that could happen in the future, you're creating a mental and emotional bond. You're not asking her to commit right now, but you're introducing the possibility of something enjoyable and worthwhile ahead, which can deepen the attraction and connection. The beauty of future pacing lies in how natural it feels when done right. There's no need for forced or awkward pauses, and it doesn't feel like you're manipulating the situation. Instead, you're simply guiding the conversation toward an exciting, future-oriented direction. This not only sparks her imagination, but also makes her think about how it might feel to experience those things with you. It's not about rushing things or rushing toward a specific goal. It's about inviting her to explore the idea of spending time together and enjoying those moments. For example, you might say something like, "I think it would be amazing if we went on a road trip together one day. Just imagine driving down a scenic highway, singing along to music, and having deep conversations along the way." This type of future pacing makes the conversation flow smoothly, while also creating a mental image of shared experiences. It's important to note that future pacing should always feel light and non-invasive. The goal is to inspire curiosity and a sense of adventure, not to pressure her into thinking about commitment or exclusivity. It's about sharing potential scenarios that sound fun and exciting, and letting her decide how she feels about them. This balance between excitement and freedom makes future pacing a powerful tool to build an emotional connection, helping her feel comfortable, intrigued, and excited about the potential of a relationship or deeper connection, all while maintaining the feeling of spontaneity and ease. By mastering future pacing, you open the door to creating a deeper emotional connection without rushing or overwhelming the other person. Instead of focusing on commitments or labels, you focus on shared experiences that can naturally lead to further closeness, and most importantly, keep the conversation feeling natural, genuine, and full of potential. Tips to keep the conversation fun and authentic. When trying to connect with someone and build a deeper relationship, it's essential to keep the conversation lighthearted and genuine. While discussing future possibilities can be exciting, it's just as important to maintain a tone that feels spontaneous and fun. The goal is to avoid making the conversation feel like an interrogation or a serious discussion about commitment too soon. Instead, you want to create an atmosphere where both of you can enjoy the moment and explore the potential of what could be without any pressure. One of the best ways to do this is by blending humor and compliments into the conversation. Humor is a powerful tool in building rapport and breaking the ice, and when done right, it makes the entire exchange feel more relaxed. For example, when discussing future scenarios, you can introduce some humor to lighten the mood. Let's say you're talking about a dream vacation together. Instead of making it sound too idealized, you could joke, "We'll probably get lost at the airport, but I'm confident we'll find our way to the best food spots in the city." This keeps the conversation playful, even while imagining a shared future experience. Incorporating light teasing can also add a fun dynamic to the conversation. Teasing, when done in a kind, respectful manner, creates a sense of flirtation and camaraderie, making the exchange feel more spontaneous and less rehearsed. For instance, you could say, "I bet I'd win every argument about where we should eat when we go on our first road trip together. But don't worry, I'm willing to compromise." This not only brings in humor, but also makes the conversation feel more authentic, as you're sharing a fun, hypothetical scenario that doesn't have high stakes but adds excitement. Future pacing doesn't always need to be about grand gestures or elaborate scenarios. Sometimes the best conversations come from imagining funny or quirky date ideas. For instance, you could ask, "If we went on a surprise date tomorrow, what would your ideal adventure be? And I promise, I won't take you to a petting zoo unless you're up for the challenge." Here, you've sparked her imagination with a playful question that feels lighthearted, but still suggests the possibility of spending time together in the future. Another way to keep things fun and authentic is by focusing on shared experiences in your past that might relate to the topic you're discussing. You can easily mix humor and future pacing by saying something like, "I've been known to get lost on hiking trails, but I'll take my chances if you're up for being my guide on our trip." This allows you to laugh at a small, shared vulnerability while hinting at future adventures that could bond you both. In real-life situations, this approach has proven to be successful. For example, I once had a casual chat with someone about cooking a meal together, and instead of making it sound like a serious date proposal, I turned it into a fun, spontaneous challenge. I said, "All right, I have a feeling we'd end up with the most random but delicious dinner ever. Imagine us pulling it off and somehow managing to burn the garlic bread." The playful nature of the conversation lightened the mood, made her laugh, and set the stage for us to continue talking about future hangouts without any pressure. The key takeaway is to balance future pacing with humor and light teasing to create an authentic, enjoyable conversation. By doing so, you make the experience enjoyable for both of you. It's about offering glimpses of what the future could look like while still keeping the conversation relaxed and fun. As you transition into more serious topics in the future, you've already established a comfortable space where both of you can communicate openly, without any of the awkwardness that often comes with more formal discussions. Keeping things light and playful not only helps build attraction, but also ensures that the connection feels genuine and enjoyable. The power of confidence and self-belief. Confidence is an essential foundation when it comes to using techniques like future pacing effectively. It's not just about knowing how to communicate your thoughts or envision a future with someone. It's about believing that you're worthy of those experiences and connections. When you genuinely believe in your own value, that self-assurance naturally attracts others to you. People are drawn to confidence because it radiates authenticity, security, and positivity, which are all magnetic qualities in any relationship. Think about it. When you're confident in yourself, your mindset shifts. You no longer feel the need to seek validation from others or constantly second-guess your actions. This shift in mentality allows you to engage in conversations with ease, knowing that whatever happens, you're enough as you are. And when you speak to someone with this level of self-belief, they can sense it. It's like an invisible force that draws them in. Confidence isn't about boasting or putting on a facade. It's about owning who you are and not being afraid to show it. Personally, I've seen firsthand how much confidence can impact relationships and interactions. In my earlier years, I struggled with self-doubt, especially when meeting new people. I was always worried about how I was perceived, whether I was saying the right thing, or if I was coming across as too eager or uninterested. But over time, I learned that the more I worked on building my confidence, the easier and more natural my interactions became. I began to realize that my worth wasn't defined by anyone's opinion of me. It was about how I saw myself. One pivotal moment for me was when I started practicing self-affirmation. I would remind myself daily of my strengths, what I brought to the table, and the value I offered in relationships, both romantic and platonic. This practice helped me shift from a mindset of insecurity to one of self-assurance. As a result, when I engaged with others, whether it was in a casual conversation or a more serious discussion, I didn't feel like I had to prove anything. The connection I built with others became more genuine because it was grounded in authenticity, rather than trying to meet someone else's expectations. This shift is critical when using techniques like future pacing. If you don't fully believe in your own worth, it's challenging to project confidence, and your words may not come across as genuine. When you're confident, you speak with conviction. You share your vision of the future in a way that feels natural and exciting, without seeming like you're trying to convince the other person to see it your way. Confidence in yourself makes the whole experience more enjoyable for both parties because it establishes a sense of ease and trust. As you begin to build that self-belief, it will reflect in your communication. You'll find yourself initiating more interesting and engaging conversations, and you'll notice that people respond to you more positively. Whether you're talking about potential trips, future plans, or even something as simple as discussing your favorite hobbies, confidence will make you stand out. You're not just another person in the crowd. You're someone who knows who they are and where they stand, and that, more than anything, makes you magnetic. The key to confidence is consistency. It's a mindset you build over time, not something that happens overnight. But once you embrace it, you'll notice how it changes the way others perceive you. They'll be drawn to your authenticity and your ability to communicate freely. And as you apply these skills, whether it's through humor, future pacing, or light teasing, your confident mindset will ensure that your approach feels authentic and relaxed, never forced. So take the time to build your confidence. It's an investment in yourself that will not only make your relationships more meaningful, but will also empower you to communicate with the genuine self-belief that others find irresistible. Reinforcing the message, staying true to the core of future pacing. At its core, future pacing is about creating an emotional connection without putting pressure on either person to commit too soon. It's a way of connecting with someone by allowing both individuals to envision potential future experiences together, which can be exciting and engaging, yet entirely free of expectations. By subtly guiding the conversation toward shared possibilities, future pacing helps to create a bond that feels both natural and genuine, without pushing either party toward any immediate decisions or commitments. The beauty of future pacing lies in its flexibility. It offers both of you the space to explore ideas and interests together while maintaining a sense of ease and spontaneity. Imagine discussing a potential road trip or a weekend getaway, all the while feeling free to dream up scenarios together, without the need to actually plan or book anything. The emphasis here is not on forcing any outcomes, but on creating a comfortable space where both of you can have fun imagining what might be possible. This approach isn't just about building attraction. Future pacing is also a way to communicate respect for the other person's boundaries and goals. By gently suggesting shared future experiences, you are showing an understanding of where they stand and giving them the freedom to choose how they feel about those possibilities. It's crucial that future pacing doesn't cross into the realm of manipulation. Instead, it should always come across as a light-hearted exploration of what could be, allowing both people to feel comfortable in the conversation. For example, when introducing a future-paced scenario, it's important to frame it in a way that doesn't pressure the other person. Rather than saying, "We should definitely take that trip together," you might say, "Can you imagine us on that beach trip, just relaxing and having fun? I think that would be an awesome time." This subtle phrasing keeps the conversation light, avoids pressure, and still gives her a chance to imagine the scenario. Future pacing can be incredibly valuable for anyone looking to build genuine connections. It serves as a tool that allows you to form deeper emotional bonds, not by rushing into a commitment, but by exploring shared interests and potential experiences. It opens up the possibility of a relationship by helping both individuals feel emotionally connected and invested in one another's dreams and aspirations. It's a way to show that you're interested in what they want, not just in what you're looking for. Importantly, future pacing also fosters trust. When done correctly, it shows that you are not trying to rush the relationship or push for anything too serious too soon. It's about taking the time to enjoy the process of getting to know one another while imagining what could lie ahead. By respecting their space and allowing them to consider the future at their own pace, you're building a connection that feels grounded in mutual respect and understanding. Ultimately, future pacing is a technique that can enhance the depth of your conversations and relationships. It encourages both people to explore the possibilities ahead without the burden of immediate commitment. As you use future pacing in your interactions, remember to keep it light, playful, and respectful, always focused on creating a genuine connection that feels free and open, where both people feel comfortable imagining a future together, but not bound by it. Thank you for watching. Remember, mastering the art of connection is not about tricks, but about becoming the best version of yourself. If you found value in this video on how to attract women like crazy and make them melt instantly, show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to our channel Stoicism Attracts, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss another inspiring video. Stay confident, stay curious, and see you next time.